Last year, the Bull City Classic Jamboree gave Durham a day nobody forgot. Big hits, big plays, unforgettable moments. But that was only the beginning. Now in 2026, the stage is larger, the competition is stronger, and the stakes are higher. The Jamboree is bigger and better. And here's the lineup. 7 games, 14 teams, 1 unforgettable stage. Wakefield and Riverside kick off the action, ready to set the tone. Then Northern Durham battles East Wake, with both programs looking to make an early statement. Leesville Road meets South Garner in a matchup filled with speed, power, and pride. Then we cross state lines. Roseville takes on Kings Fort from Virginia in a heavyweight showdown. Next, the rankings collide. Number 20 in the state, Mallard Creek, faces state runner-up Millbrook, ranked number 4 in North Carolina. Then New Bern goes head-to-head with Hillside in another hard-hitting Bull City battle. In the final clash of the night, a playoff feature game, number 7 ranked Clayton takes on Southern Durham. 7 games, 14 teams, 1 stadium. August 14th at Durham County Memorial Stadium. Purchase your ticket at firstandgold365.com or search Bull City Classic on GoFan and get your tickets now. The Bull City Classic Jamboree, bigger, better, and built for the Bull City.
What's up? It's your man, Coach Block. I know y'all looking like, what? Who is this guy looking like Grady off of Sanford and Son? But I'm tired. Why? We here. We got less than we hours away from it because it's already 9:10. It's the Bull City Classic. It's the second year of the Bull City Classic, which is great. There's a lot of people to thank. So I'll go ahead and start from the Durham County Sports Commission or the Durham Sports Commission. We got the National Guard. We have a big announcement that we're going to make later on with Pylon 7-on-7 as one of our sponsors. We're working. We just pulled in Chick-fil-A today, which is great. Sheesh, man, there's so many people. I gotta keep it in my head. There's Will Beam with his sports performance. I'll bring in Devin Mason. I'm about to call him Mason. I'm tired of my damn self, man. I'll bring in Money Down, and he'll explain that. But we're going to talk about a few different things tonight. Number one thing that we're going to talk about is, of course, the games and everything that goes on with that. But there is a big part of me that wanted to do a quick nightcap review to put on y'all minds before everybody goes to bed and rest their head, just about the work that had gone into the plan for safety. That's a big thing for us, and making sure that our crowd is safe and that every angle has been attended to as far as making sure our crowd, everybody can come in, have a good time, be safe. There's a plan with that, and to do that, I don't think I can specifically give that plan any justice. The Durham County Sheriff's Department last year did a phenomenal job monitoring not just the stadium itself, but making sure the parking lot was situated, making sure everybody got in and out. And when I tell you everybody got out, we were done at 10 o'clock. By 10:15, there was not a damn soul inside that stadium. Everybody had gone, and it was great with no incidents involved. And so we look to do that again, but I don't want you all to hear that from me. I would rather you guys hear that from someone who actually helped create the game plan to make sure that we have safety for everyone, teams, parents, students, kids, upon arrival and departure. And so you've seen him with me before. You've seen him with our parent panel. His name is Ivan Deloach. So I'm going to bring him on.
Hey,
what's up, sir?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Coach Block?
Good, man. So like I said, I wanted to do something before everybody rested their head tonight, and that was just a quick little preview just about, the safety concerns that we've heard. We heard the whispers. Everybody act like Durham, you going to Compton, and it's the worst place in the world to go to. But, I want us to, quickly debunk that, but then also speak about the plan that, you all had created, yourself and Lieutenant Harris, to assure everybody's safety.
The plan is just to make sure that We have a stadium full of positive energy to celebrate these young athletes that want to showcase their skills and their family environment so everyone can come out and support their loved ones and not be worried about any type of criminal and nefarious behavior. I
Right.
mean, the just a quick reminder to everyone that the home side of the stadium is where everyone will be sitting.
Hmm.
And in the common areas near the restrooms and the where you get your food at a concession stand, there'll be no standing. If you're in line getting food, that is okay. You want to the restroom, that is okay. But just to have that as a gathering point for social hour or social time, we are not going to allow that. We're going to give a few warnings and then we're just going to ask you to leave. Um, you can go have a seat in the stands. That's the main part. We're here to support these athletes and help them prepare for a safe season so that they can try to put themselves in position for playoff runs or help kids get scholarships as well. So I just want everyone to have fun and be ready to support these young athletes.
Thank you. And the one thing that I want everybody to understand is we're coming together for the athletes and also for the community. It is a very big deal about what is happening. And I think everybody should kind of take notice of that when we have teams who are coming from out of town to be a part of this jamboree. It's we have multiple counties represented from Johnston County, Wake County, Mecklenburg County, Craven County, and then also, coming from Virginia is Suffolk County, and that's not something that I feel like we should take lightly. And Deloach, if you can speak to it, to the fact of like, hey man, we got all eyes on Durham. That has been my tagline of all eyes on Durham, because this is a huge deal when you have people coming outside to not only enjoy this opportunity of a jamboree, but enjoy the fact that they're in Durham and supporting these Durham schools.
Yes, Durham is a great community. Great things are happening here. They want people to try to debunk the whole ideology that Durham is a bad place and it's full of crime and you can't be safe here. We are a great community that can come together and have a good time and support our family members and athletes, and everyone will be able to come and go safely.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another Durhamite that I would like to bring on is, y'all know him as the Wiz, but I call him my boy Zig. We're gonna bring him on as well because we want him to. You guys see all the posts that he makes and the commentary that he has, but there's also a deep passion for the student athletes that are about to perform tomorrow. But also, I want him to speak to the community aspect of understanding the pride that we need to have in the fact that all eyes will be on Durham tomorrow, and that we have an opportunity to truly, like Deloach said, we have an opportunity to debunk the ideology that this is Durham is a place that is just uh, rough, tough, and not able to show positivity in such a manner. So I'm gonna bring in Zig to talk about this a little bit more too. What's up,
Man,
man?
Coach Block, hey Ivan, what's going on? Thank you for having me up here tonight. Man, Block, I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. You and I probably talked about what 3 or 4 times today already,
Yes.
and just the amount of you know just being out in the streets and talking to people. It's like, are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. I mean, heck, we just found out today we had somebody donate 30 cases of water
Yes.
just because.
Hmm.
We had someone donate like for the hospitality food. I mean, people are just chipping in and wanting to be a part of something. I mean, and it all just started with an idea.
Yeah.
And Block, when I say I'm excited, just talking, you see people like D Rob, you see Coach Lee, they're excited to be in this.
Mhm.
And it's infectious. Again, I think going away from the myth of jamboree, it's just a jamboree, it's just a scrimmage. We're bringing Mallet Creek up here, and they really want to play football.
Yes.
And I think that this is going to set things apart because this is really going to be a competitive game. Kings Fort's coming down because they want all the smoke. Roseville's name goes a long way. It leaves a big footprint, and they want to test themselves. So again, it's hard not to be excited. And not only are we excited for the event, we're excited for what it's getting ready to do to the for the community.
Yes.
Being a part of it, man, is energizing. I mean, all three of us have spent many hours on the phone just talking and talking. The planning behind this has been wow.
Yep.
And I can say from day one, the excitement hasn't fallen off. As a matter of fact, I think the closer we got into the event, the more excited we've all become. So again, this is really, really good for the community.
Great, man. Great. And the next person I'm gonna bring on before we get to talking a little bit about the games and all that stuff is a gentleman that, you know, I sat down with him way back, probably around what, February, March, maybe even later, or maybe even earlier than that. And it was one of those things where we sat down, we set our parameters of what we can do, what we can't do, what our strengths are, what our strengths aren't, and then each one of us stayed in our lane to make sure we can help bring visibility to this opportunity. And that person is Money Down himself. I butchered your last name, man. I didn't heard you say it at least 3 or 4 times, and I keep messing it up. So if you want to give your government, give your government. If not, we'll just go by Money Down. Dad from Money Down.
What's going on, guys? Masone. I mean, everybody gets it wrong, though. It's all good. It's okay.
So if you have been noticing the post and things like that, we have specifically been collaborating with the content that I create, the content that he creates, so that we can get the buzz. It felt great when I was at practice and I heard one of the players say, "Man, all I see on my timeline is the Bull City Classic." Like, it felt great because it let us know that we're doing the right thing. But if you can, Dev, just talk about this from your angle, just even from the media aspect, the putting the cameras on the talent that's out there, and just about the event tomorrow yourself. Now we're not on the news, so you can be a little bit more free.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's just a great opportunity. If I'm being honest with you, I think it was probably 2 weeks before the first one last year. Block, you had called Hammer and said, "Man, I love what you guys do. Would you be interested in covering the Bull City Classic?" And I tell you, it's come full circle. Um, I wasn't even there last year because the event fell on my birthday weekend, and I'm just blessed this year it falls on my birthday. So it's gonna be a nice little birthday present tomorrow to do this. But honestly, I saw the vision you had and I wanted a part of it. As I get older, I want to be involved in events. I want to be involved in the community more, especially, with the schools, with the athletes. And so for me, it was a no brainer, to collaborate with you and to be partners because from a media aspect, there's so much talent in the state of North Carolina. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that we're slept upon when it comes there. Everyone wants to talk about California, Texas, and Georgia football, and even Florida football. But we have some dogs here in North Carolina. And I mean, obviously, we have that talent to showcase tomorrow. I think we have over 20 Division I college prospects that'll be playing tomorrow. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm a highlight company. I want to cover the top talent, but something that I've always wanted to do that got me into videography was helping kids to play at the next level. If that's, you know, Division I, Division III, NAIA, for me, it's seeing a kid and helping them get there. And our platform allows the athlete to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. Now, Deloach, I want to swing it to you a little bit, and the reason why I do want to swing it to you is because you are also an SRO inside of Riverside High School. So when we talk about students, right? Because the big thing is there's gonna be a lot of students there tomorrow. We all know that. When we talk about just how the approach is from the sheriff's department, last year I felt like you guys did a tremendous job of not barking orders, but really just talking to kids like, hey, come on, y'all know y'all got to move and all that. How important is it to have that relationship with the student athletes, or well, I'm sorry, not the student athletes, but with the students in school and out of school, and then also just, knowing how to talk to our youth?
Yes, our whole SRO unit pretty much tries to create an environment where the students don't have to bark orders. It's not just like a dictatorship. We work together.
Mm-hmm.
And we want all of them to know that we are there for them. We want them to be safe. So as long as they understand that we're trying to keep them safe, then the event can go incident free.
Hmm.
And that's why I have like a lot of my SROs that work with me to participate in this event as security because they have relationships with all the students. So all the students that are there that come from different schools, you can kind of identify who needs some assistance
Hmm.
in helping them stay safe.
Hmm.
And we just try to keep that going again this year and make sure that everyone is on same level and stands, restroom, concession stand, back to the stands.
Yes, yes. Now, I couldn't, give you guys enough praise last year, and I continue to give you guys the praise because the way I seen the operation roll, it was top notch. Um, Zig, I want to swing it to you because as a parent who's in the stands, and also you sat in the seat as these parents, how important is it to be in a position where you can come to a venue like Durham County Memorial Stadium, which to me I think is a beautiful venue, especially for high school athletics because it gives you a college feel. But how talk about that from a parent aspect to be able to see the students in this light.
Man, Block, again, you can sing the praises of the Durham County Sheriff's Department, but, you know, when I was there and we're walking around, it was like they were the authority, but just the dialogue that they built or had with the people, it felt relaxed, but you also felt safe.
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't like you're talking to your friend. We understand that they're the law enforcement, but to catch a smile, to catch a laugh, or for them, like the Lord said, they know the people that they're, for lack of a better term, policing. They
Mhm.
have relationships, and it just felt very comfortable. I mean, last year, the week before, they had an incident at another place, and having talked to people who were at the other event, they said, "Man, we really felt good. We had a good time," and that's kudos to the planning and the dedication. And the fact that the officers wanted to be amongst us, it felt good, and you did feel safe. You felt fun. It felt okay to have a good time and
Mhm.
not be looking over your shoulder. So for me as a parent, man, that's what I paid for. That's what we wanted to be around.
Great. And before I swing it to Dev, um, if you can for me, Deloach, because you know the numbers of like just how many deputy sheriffs that we'll actually have in attendance, so people can get an idea of like we got eyes on the corners and the cracks and the crevices. So if you can, just speaking to just how much support you will have there tomorrow.
I think it's going to be 14, 15 deputies there tomorrow
Mhm. Yes, yes, and
throughout the
so
day.
and everybody's going to be spread out to make sure that there's a presence along with the National Guard. The National Guard will be there, but they're not, of course, they don't specifically have the civilian policing that they're not doing that, but they're there as added support just to make sure everybody feels safe as well. But they're also bringing out a whole bunch of stuff as sponsors. They got, I think bouncy houses and stuff that they're bringing inflatables for the kids to run out of, so they get a chance to run out of a tunnel tomorrow. So just giving everybody that good college feel. And Dev, if you can, man, speak to, you did a great media day leading up to this, kind of almost setting the tone for the millions of media days that we've seen after.
Yeah,
How important, and you didn't charge anybody for that, man. So how
right.
important was it to be able to do that type of an event in this area where you had over 100 kids come in, and like I said, this was something that you just did as a passion project, not charging a dime for anybody.
I mean, first of all, it shows how far we've come. My first media day when I started Money Down was 4 years ago, and we only had 12 kids. So it really shows how it's grown throughout the state. Um, but in perspective, I mean, it's really like you mentioned, set the tone for these other people. I think 2 years ago I did, or 3 years ago, I did the cornfield, which a lot of people have forgotten about with Clayton High School. And that
Hmm.
kind of set to where now these kids are at Krispy Kreme or
The Waffle
cookout,
House, yeah.
the Waffle House. You know, some of them are getting their jerseys dirty, getting probably cussed out by their coach because they in the water of a river. Like it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'll be honest with you, it's good for the kids because you know what? I'd rather them be outside than be doing something crazy.
Yeah.
In all honesty, though, it really is taking part. Like I said, the last couple of years, and for me, it allows me to give back. These kids help form my company. You know, their
Mhm.
highlights are what make my company the way it is. So for me, I love giving back to the schools. It's a way to market it to the schools. And to be honest with you, even Zig has given us some things for the future to get the youth involved in the future with this.
Yeah.
Let me
Absolutely.
tell you something, Dev. I sit here and I look at your content. I mean, I think that you truly have a gift of telling a story that makes everybody want to stand up and look. And what kid doesn't want to be in front of a camera smiling? I know I do. I'm a grown man, so it's been like a labor of love, and it's like when we all sat down and got together, and it's like, let's do this, man. The ideas that we share and the vision that where we want things to be. Durham, we got something brewing. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Man, I think Dev, between me and you, with the pictures and the video, we done created a monster with Zig. Zig's out of control. Somebody got to take his phone sometimes.
Zig probably looking now for the camera. Before it was them offset shots. Now Zig like, where
Yeah,
Dev at? Let me get a photo real quick.
we got to take
Look,
his phone. We got to take
I,
his phone.
I gotta hold my stomach in every time I see Dev around. So
So from now, I'm gonna let you guys do it because I promise y'all, I am never a person to pick winners or losers because I think when it goes into at being from a coach's standpoint, just to get out there and actually do something, you winning because Lord knows how hard it can be to get these kids to be on point just because they're kids. As much as we see them as our gladiators, they are still our youth and they still act as such, which is a good thing that kids can be kids. So I don't usually pick because you never know of what the coaches themselves are going through. But I do hear a lot of buzz around this game, and we'll start with this one, y'all. And y'all can tell me your feelings about it. I talked to D-Rob earlier and got some laughs out of him, but everybody is really talking about the main game as they are the others, and we'll get to it. But the one that people seem to be talking about is this potential playoff matchup between Clayton and Southern. So what are some takeaways from it? I know Zig, you're gonna have a mouthful for it, and but what do you guys think about this game, and what can we see early from this game? This potential playoff matchup.
go ahead, Ivan.
No, you go ahead. I'm following you.
Oh my gosh. So I saw Southern play last week. John John's an athlete. They have two running backs. They're going to a two running back offense. Damian, uh, Damian and Kamari in the backfield. You have a 1-2 punch. I like the way Damian hit the hole. I want Kamari to hit the hole a little bit more.
Mhm.
Um, they have a young offensive line. They have a young offensive line, and I think that with Jonathan Dillon in the backfield, that should help compensate because he is an athlete. He can run. He can use his legs. Uh, I think they're going up against the state champ runner up in Clayton, and with Clayton, you have that man-made island in A.K. Cромell, the NC State commit, and you also it's like a quarterback factory. They have a new quarterback, Demencio, and
Mhm.
they say he's pretty accurate, nice arm, live arm. We interested to see how, and we know they're going to be well coached.
Mhm.
I think Southern has a lot to play for. They're representing Durham. It's the finale. I think they're going to put up a good fight. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. Like I said, this being the last scrimmage before the regular season, I think it's
Mhm.
going to be very competitive, and I look forward to seeing it. If I had to choose, wow, I stay here in Durham, so I just put dot dot dot. Okay, can I
Okay.
do that? Can I get away safely?
Nah, but so you talk reckless any other time. Now all of a sudden you don't want to take a fit.
Look, I
Oh
look. I
man.
have. I know what I've seen. I think Clayton with experience. If it's a real game, if it's played that competitively, I think Clayton, based on their experience, will show. Look, Southern Durham. This is what you're working towards.
Hey man, D-Rod gonna have some words for you.
Huh?
What you
Um,
thinking, Deloach? What you thinking? Southern, Clayton, tell me about it. What you thinking?
I can't tell you much about Clayton. I don't
Okay.
know too much,
Okay.
but Southern is loaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll,
Dev, what you got, man? What you got?
We're talking about just that game itself.
Just that specific game.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Coaches ain't gonna like what I've been if I say this, but I've heard chirps from both sides
So have
Yes,
between
I.
us
yeah.
all in here, and I'm hearing, some crazy talk, and I want to see a good game. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna make people mad if I would say Southern, because unfortunately, we got a contract over at Clayton. So,
Ah,
but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a big John Dillon fan, so I'm gonna be if Southern comes, we're gonna have a ball game, and that's exactly what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really want to see this offense with Clayton because everyone talks about the defense. Um, man, you put me on the spot too.
I did.
Uh, I'm a, I'm gonna go Clayton. I'm gonna
Okay.
go Clayton. With this one, but I do think it's gonna be close. I keep hearing people saying Southern ain't gonna show up, and Southern's a 7-on-7 team, and once he hits the pads, um, I want a ball game. I think that's why when I asked you what type of matchups you want, I said I wanted this one.
Yeah.
yes.
So
So like I said, I don't pick. I just know right now I want to see a good game, and I'm going to try to make sure my administrative duties have been handled so that by the time that game starts, I can actually enjoy that game. The other one that I really would like to talk about is it's a unique game. It is the Hillside versus New Bern game. So you're playing against, as a coach, you're playing against a team that you won a state championship with. Like, you were there, and now you got to come in your backyard and play these guys that you know is scrappy. So I, being honest and transparent, I don't know much about New Bern besides the running back I met at your media day, Dev, and he
yeah.
was locked in. So once
Oh
again,
my gosh.
what are you all thinking about this matchup here as far as who do you got? Who you leaning towards? Deloach, your bias. I don't know if we should even take your opinion, but it's okay. But we'll start with Zig and we'll go back around.
Shoot, I know New Bern is probably behind Jacksonville down east. Is probably one of the top teams down there.
Mhm.
Of course, when we talked to Magwood, I have never seen a more focused athlete. I mean, when he left us after the interview, it was like, oh my gosh, I want to see this kid play myself.
Yeah.
With all that's happened at Hillside this year, I think Coach Now is a good coach. He's a very good coach, and his coaching staff are very supportive in what he does. They're going to be put to the test. I
Mhm.
mean, Coach Now has been challenged to develop these kids early.
Mhm.
Having lost so many starters and players, it's you know we're going to test your coaching acumen now.
Mhm.
They have a load of running backs,
Mhm.
but again, you determine how tough a team is in the trenches. They have a young O line as well. We still want to see, you know, what they learn, how they've developed over the summer. I think Xavier Stevenson, the quarterback, the what 3-year starter,
Yeah.
he's been there long enough to know the system. He should be very efficient, but with the stable of running backs behind him, I think the brand of football, even though they're very young, I think the brand of football we play up here will beat New Bern. I think
Mhm.
I think Coach Now will beat his form a team.
Okay. What you got, Dev? I'm saving Deloach for last, man.
No,
So
you're fine. First of all, did my camera shut? Did my camera shut off? Because I
Yeah.
went.
you're frozen, but it's cool.
All right. So what I'm gonna do after I answer this, I'm gonna leave and then come back. That way it'll come back.
Okay.
Because I think it was me just switching the camera angle.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you, I watched New Bern this past weekend at Clayton, and they had a jamboree at Clayton. They were a last second ad. I finally got to see them.
Mhm.
I like this New Bern team. I
Mhm.
really do. Magwood is he's the glue.
Yeah.
I think I saw him involved in everything. He pass game, run game. They were throwing short screens. Kid's just an athlete.
Mhm.
But I know Tory's teams are always tough.
Mhm.
Zig loved Eric last year. He's got kids like that are just, tough as nails and they'll go through a wall for him.
Yeah.
This is another one of those games. I love seeing it because it's him playing his old team. But I'm gonna be honest, from what I saw, and again, I haven't seen Hillside this year, but I'm going off of previous years. I just think that this New Bern team has got that grit and that athleticism that just puts them over.
Hey, Dev, man. This game, this classic is called the Bull City Classic. Now you 0 for 2 against Bull City teams now. God dang, man. They're gonna run you up
I
out of
know.
there.
Look again. You forced me to have an answer on the last one, knowing I had a contract with Clayton. So again,
They gonna run you up out of there now. Come on now.
you pick what my answer is on the last one, but this one here,
Yeah.
I'm just solely going off of I was very impressed with how tough New Bern was. Now I got other answers for you, like you said. So just hold on, man. Don't kick me out quite yet.
All right. So go ahead, Deloach. Who you got, man?
I haven't seen New Bern.
Okay.
I know that anytime you get on the bus and come this far, you're gonna be ready to do something.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that Coach Now is gonna be locked in for this one.
Yeah.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
locked in for this
Okay.
I'm gonna
one.
tell
This
you a
is what people
surprise
want.
kid. Surprise kid to pay attention to is Josiah Casper. Josiah Casper coming back home. He was at Mount Zion for a few years. Now he's coming back home. He's nobody's going to take Eric's spot from last year, but this kid's he's going to be a player, and I think he's going to stabilize a lot of things over at Hillside.
Yes, and on the line aspect there, Trey Cruz.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
big crew.
Cruz he's coming to his own. He's gonna be a problem.
All right. So we knew Deloach was gonna pick Hillside. They could have had the Monstars at New Bern. He it would have been a difference. so one game that is gonna because I'm going backwards, guys. So the one game that we got before that is the Mallard Creek squad coming against the Millbrook squad. Now here's what I know. I talked to Coach Tinsley today. They have 150 kids in their program. All right, that's off the top. They got so many kids that they are having a split jamboree, meaning the A squad is coming to play Millbrook. Then their younger guys that they're trying to develop is going down South Carolina. They have that many kids to be able to split and do this with. That so they are coming for the smoke. Coach Tinsley was just laughing as he was talking to me because he was like, man, I'm ready for this. Like, I'm really excited about this. So that's great. But we also know, man, Coach Marshall is a no-nonsense guy, and those guys are going to be ready. Another game that you're not going to give me the pick. So I just know I enjoy both sides. If I had to pick at this time, because it's early in the season, I probably would pick. I'm going with Millbrook. There's a lot at home. We're at home right now. There's a lot of pride. You ain't gonna have somebody drive all the way over and talk trash. I just don't see that as as Coach Marshall allowing the kids to go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's probably a pep talk, big time pep talk about, Charlotte's coming over here to play y'all. Y'all know good and hell well you can't lose even a scrimmage against Charlotte, or they will talk copious amounts of bull crap. So you can't have it. You get what I'm saying? And all eyes are definitely on that game as well because of the Charlotte and Raleigh situation. So I'm gonna spin it down first, and then we'll go around. So we'll go Dev, then Deloach, then up to Zig.
All right. Well, first off, I saw Mallard Creek last week. I was able to go to Charlotte, watch them play Huff. I think 3 days later, they go to South Carolina. They play Dutch Fork, and now they come in here and they play in Millbrook.
All the
Tinsley
smoke.
Tinsley does not duck the smoke. But the question I gotta ask is for Millbrook, and Zig, you can attest to it, you were watching the game the other day, is who's available for Millbrook? Does Cypher play? Does Bryson play? We saw him with the finger cast, but they got a really skilled young quarterback that could make some noise and start making his name early. So the question is, who's available for Millbrook? If everybody's healthy and available for Millbrook, I'm taking Millbrook. If you don't have Bryson, you don't have Cypher, I'm going Mallard Creek.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. What you got, Deloach?
I can tell you that this, from what happened to Mallard Creek down in South Carolina,
Mm,
I wouldn't want to be in Millbrook
mm, mm,
because, just like you said, he explained to you, he's bringing his A team.
mm-hmm.
He doesn't come put up a showing this week, then people might start jumping off the Mallard Creek train.
Mm, mm-hmm.
And he want to bring a product and a coaching style and a motivation and discipline to let people know that, hey, that was then, but this is us.
Yeah.
With that minus, again, like Money Down said, the grays and ciphers that may not play, that would, you might not get the best product to combat the talent. If you got 150 people on your team, you bring in the A squad, you got 30 good players
Mm-hmm.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be, like I said, they took a serious beating down in South Carolina last week.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be a different type of team that you're going to see this tomorrow night.
I like it. What you guys Zig?
Man, shoot. When we saw Millbrook play against Cardinal Gibbons this past weekend, Rashad Streets is an animal. They played him at different positions, and he was effective at all the positions. They have a secondary that is pretty good. And again, if Bryson Gray plays, he could be the difference maker.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't play, even though Millbrook has a good secondary, it's going to be a track meet.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids from Mallard Creek can run. They can run. They can run. They can run. And they look to run. And then they also have good size. I think that is this game's going to raise the competition level as far as intensity and the real play. I follow Millbrook. When you have coaches like Coach Gladden, Coach Pullen, and again Coach Marshall, the team pretty much follows its leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I know the players like Drew James, the Bronner brothers. I gotta go. I gotta go with Millbrook. Gotta go with
Okay.
Millbrook.
Okay. I like that too. I like that answer too. Now the next one, and I'll move it a little bit faster through. The next one, we got somebody coming from Suffolk County, Virginia. That's going to be Kingsport, one of the top programs that's in Virginia right now. And they said they want all the smoke with Roseville. And we know Roseville's not going to run from the smoke either. So I'm interested to see this one because this is going to be another challenge for a new head coach with Coach Reddick. And Coach Joffrion is coming down with guys an experienced team. He's senior heavy this year. what does this mean? Because I don't know how many of you all actually got a chance to lay eyes on Kings Fork, and if you haven't, I understand. But what does it mean to be able to? Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh, I was going to put him on. Coach D Rob was calling me. I wanted to see if I could surprise him and be like, "You on the podcast? Don't watch your mouth." But he hung up. What does it mean to be able to get what does it mean to be able to get a team from out of state to come for a jamboree? These guys are driving 2.5 hours on a school bus for an hour work and then driving 2.5 hours back. What does that mean? And what does that say not only just about the team themselves, about trying to get work, but also coming here to play against our guys? And
Bring your hard hat. Bring your hard hat. They're coming down here. They're not coming down here to lay down. They're coming down here to really play. And like you said, they are a senior heavy team. They really look, when we were trying to put this together, that was one of the first teams that came to mind. They've gone up against the Morris, the Phoebus, the Oscar Smiths. They play in that division. And anybody that knows that Tidewater area, those are some of the top teams. Again, they wanted the toughest team that they could find. But now, when we look at Coach Reddick and the Roseville team, well, enough is said about Amir Brown. We already know what he's bringing to the table. But I'm a trenches guy. I've seen these guys work out. They have a new quarterback, and the guys in the trenches, look, they make that quarterback look pretty good. They're going to open up holes for Amir. And then my favorite player here in the area, Jaden Brody, he is a scary guy. I don't think he's seen competition that he just didn't absorb. I think Kings Fork's going to be in for a big test. No matter what they're coming down here to look for the smoke. They're going to get all they want. Roseville's going to be ready. When you talk to Coach Reddick, have you met a more intense coach? Block. I mean, when we talked to him at the media day, was there a more intense coach?
Yeah, he still got that NFL to him.
I'm like, God, Lee, I was ready to run for him, but damn, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a great game.
What you got, Dev?
Man, this is gonna be a good one. Like you said, I don't really know much about Kings Fork. I do know they got a Maryland commit, like you said,
Yep.
senior heavy. Um, and I'm liking this. I'm liking this Roseville team. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone's saying Roseville's a powerhouse. Every year they want to criticize them. Um, but Kevin got a team over there, and I'm gonna tell you, he's got a quality staff. Not that Racknet didn't have it, but you talk about you going out, you got keys. You talk about some of the other additions. You got Jamal Bullock for the corners, right? And so now they're starting to put the pieces together with the talent and the credibility and the accountability. And then as Zig mentioned, Amir Brown's going to have a breakout year. If the trenches are there and that line is doing the things that I saw the other night, it's going to be scary because you got a crazy athletic, powerful back, and then you got a line that's willing to go, the extra mile for him. I'm curious to see what happens, and we can't forget AJ Roberts too. You got the pass game too.
Yeah.
This is going to be a game of athletes. For me, I'm taking the home team. I'm gonna go with Roseville. But I'm curious to see what Kings Fork brings for them coming, like you mentioned, another state and the travel that they are. It talks about the talent that's here. Back in the day, you were talking about those Virginia teams, the water teams, and you weren't really talking about North Carolina. Now we got Virginia teams like, hey, y'all are talking bad about us now. Let's cross the border, show you what we got.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Zig. Didn't Emerald City take a L to Maury? Did that happen?
Whoa.
Oh, all right.
It was
I'm
a
just
close
saying.
one, though. It was a close one, though.
They gave an L to Maury. Understand, Maury was on a 30-game winning streak. They came to Emerald City, and they got what they deserved.
Yeah, I know what happened.
But
I was just
Gibbons,
yeah.
Gibbons didn't want to go back up there either, though. Block.
Huh? Shoot. No, they're traveling. They gotta go out to Ohio. But
Yeah.
It's gonna be different. We ain't talking about this. Ain't that one? No, because we get Zig started on Emerald City. We will never get off of here. Nope. Moving right along. We're
God,
gonna go to the,
you act like you know me.
yeah,
Golly.
yeah, we're moving right along. We're gonna go with the Leesville and South Garner game. I've coached against Coach Kolstad, and I know even in scrimmages he's gonna bring it. And I know Greg Green he's been quiet. And when I see coaches that get quiet, it lets me know that they got something brewing, and it's time to get to work. When coaches get quiet, they got something to prove. Usually, when you out there talking, yeah, you can put yourself in front of the team so that you can hopefully, divert the attention from the way that your team may not specifically be ready. But when a guy don't really say too much during the off season, he's been kind of low key. I believe he has something brewing. I think personally he may surprise Leesville in reference to what he's bringing to the table for competition. Once again, y'all ain't gonna get me to pick one side or the other. I'm staying neutral. Y'all can pick one side, and we'll go with Zig. We'll go back around the other way. Zig, who you got?
Coach Green has a wide receiver out there who's been making Devin, you might as well be in his back pocket. He's been making some of the most
A
athletic
human
catches.
highlight reel. A human
Oh my
highlight reel.
gosh, he's something special. Block when he's the price of admission is going to go up with him this year at South Garner, and they are reloaded. They got two big boys that are brothers that are going to be pretty good on that O line. Again, they're still young, but we know Coach Green. We know that he's a very intense guy. Uh, we know that they're going to play for him. They're going to play hard for him. But going over to Leesville Road, they got a young freshman in Major Howe he's going to light varsity up this year. People are going to really take his name. And they have at DN and tight end. They also have another DN in is Garrett, who is, while he may be a little undersized, quick first step, hard to block. He's going to get after. They're going to cause pressure on South Garner's quarterback. They have a DB in Jalen. Golly, I forgot his name. Young guy. They're under Coach Kolstad. We know that they're going to be coached very well. They're going to come and compete. But Coach Kolstad also has some tools that he has. He's got something in the toolbox. It's going to be a very good game tomorrow. That's going to be my breakout game. I'm looking forward to that game.
I am too. And for those that don't know, just this is my plug before we go to Dev. We are moving all games up in the first session by 1 hour. So if you are watching this and you did not get the message, we're moving all games up just so we can make sure that game that does happen. Our event trainer wanted to assure that all 3 games were played, and because of that, we will have a 9:00 start. So just as a reminder, based upon just what Zig said, we all want to see that game. We have a 9:00 start. That game will now begin at 11. I know on the schedule it said 12. It'll now begin at 11. So go ahead. Who you got? Money down.
All right, all right. So as we mentioned, we got the human highlight reel over on the South Garner side. Wake Forest commit, super athletic. But again, don't sleep on South Garner. It's one of
Mhm.
those teams that, in their conference, they give everybody a fight. They don't care who they playing. Leesville's similar. I think sometimes people sleep on Colstad. Colstad over the years has had really great teams at Leesville. Again, I feel like they're a little bit younger now. Major coming in as a freshman. And what's the other kid, Zig, that you love too? Is it Wyatt? That's
Yes,
plays
yes,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Wyatt.
Why?
Wyatt's one of those sleepers too on the edge. So you got to watch that Leesville defense. I think that's what's gonna see what happens. How Leesville's defense play will kind of dictate the game. For me though, I'm gonna go South Garner here. I'm gonna go Greg. Like you said, I like that he's quiet, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen both sides of it. So you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm gonna wake up the sleeping giant here, and I'm gonna go South Garner.
Okay. Like I said, it's interesting when I notice coaches they go into that hole. There's something brewing, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna show y'all on the field. I don't want to do too much talking. Um, so moving to our next game, we got East Wake versus Northern Durham. Now, once again, my quick synopsis is Northern Durham has something to prove. They want to make sure that they're a formidable opponent inside of their conference, which is pretty tough. And then you have East Wake with new pieces at the coaching spot, not necessarily the player spot, but it's coaches. And when you get some of the coaches that they got, especially with the TJ Thorpe, you're going to have some guys that can make some things happen and teach kids, some super duper experienced level of football. And if he can get kids to come up to his level of understanding the game, you're going to see a difference on the field. So once again, who do you guys got? You got East Wake or you got Northern Durham? Now, this is going to be interesting because, Dev, you are 0 for 2 for Durham. I'm just going to put that out there right now. You are 0 for 2.
All right. I hate to say it. Durham, I love y'all, but y'all, this is 0 for 3.
Jesus. Hey, man.
0 for 3. You know what,
Damn,
y'all?
bro.
Don't hate on money down. Block, don't kick me off the board. But I'm just gonna give you a comparison since people want to say this is, and I know it's a different team. I saw a Northern team play a Southern team last year, and it was 68-0 at halftime.
Mm,
And then we're talking about a very talented Southern team. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
But I do see, with the new additions to East Wake, I've seen East Wake in 7-on-7s. I've seen East Wake last week in a jamboree, and I will tell you, I think they're one of Wake County's sleeper teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going outside of the jamboree, I think Franklinton's one of those too. But when people ask me about sleeper teams, those two teams come to mind, and I see the accountability that Harrison and TJ have. I mean, to tell a story, last week the line, and Zig, you'll love this. The line was slacking at this jam, and we're talking about a smaller jamboree than ours. TJ pulled them to the side, and they were doing bear crawls on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Just that old school grit, and it's showing me that things are going to change at East Wake. But what I like most about them, and how I talking about the Southern game compared when they played Northern last year, is what killed Northern was Southern has too many athletes.
Mm-hmm.
East Wake has too many athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people are gonna be surprised about East Wake football and the amount of athletes that they have this year.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
What you
So
got, Zig?
this is what I noticed. Money down when we were at your media day. Those East Wake kids it was the chemistry because they stuck together. I mean, they were like close. I mean, not because it was just a bunch of kids, but they seemed like they were real teammates. I like the chemistry, what I saw. And then having known TJ Thorpe in his playing days when he was at Jordan, that he was that dude.
You know what they
Uh,
called him at Jordan, right, Zig?
what's that?
Touchdown Jesus.
Well, I'm not. I can't argue.
Go around since Durham's gonna hate me after this video. Go around Durham and ask them, do they know touchdown Jesus? They
Let me.
gonna say TJ Thorpe.
He was so fast. He had like otherworldly speed. I mean, TJ was a special. He was a special guy. Um, and if he's bringing that sort of intensity to East Wake, well, I think East Wake has something to build on. But Coach Block, I'm gonna tell you, I like Truesdale is doing. He's turning the culture around up there at Northern. I mean, it was barren up there.
Mm-hmm.
They did pretty good. They did okay in their 7-on-7 season.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got kids that are believing in his program, believing in him. Last year, Sterling, that was junior, played for him. He was a standout. He had probably his best year. And I say that to say that Truesdale has put people in position to where they could succeed.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I'm not, I can't take anything away from him. I think that he's going to do the same tomorrow and this year. So Money down, I gotta go against you. I gotta go against my man. I gotta go with my
Let's
man
do it.
Truthsdale. I gotta
That's
go
cool.
with Truthsdale.
Cool, cool. Now our final game before we get ready to get out of here is Riverside versus Wakefield. Wakefield has a brand new head coach, and he's coming in young. Guy's only 31 years old. Coach who's 31 years old. And then we got Coach Lee, who we call him the Wizard. He got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He's the godfather of a lot of this stuff. He's been around at a lot of different programs. And then I heard he's brought in some guy, a new offensive coordinator, which is pretty surprising. I can't wait to see what that guy does. So when you got the new Jack, that's how I say it. I sound like an old head, right? You got the new Jack with B. Hughes versus the legend that we have as Coach Lee. What do you guys see with that type of game?
You want to go first, Dig, or you
You
want
go
me?
ahead,
Because
Dan.
all right, because look, the people want to hear if I'm gonna go 0 for 4 with the
Yeah.
Bull City teams. The people want to know. I'm gonna tell you right now. We're gonna break it. I heard that new coach they got over at Riverside doing his thing. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I like this matchup. We got two really good tight ends. We got
Yes.
two great
Yes.
tight ends. Two of the state's best, if we're being honest.
Yep.
But I really like. I'm gonna go Riverside here. I know they got athletes over at Wayfield, but you know what? I'm gonna go. What people would say. This is the David versus Goliath with this game. Look, give me Riverside, baby. Let's go Durham. Let's take me off the map saying I hate Durham teams in this
Hey man,
podcast.
you're 1-3, man, on the Bull City
Hey,
Classic. You could have at least went 2 for 2. Jesus.
but give me Riverside, man. I like y'all's tight end. I like the
Y'all's,
quarterback.
I done told y'all, man, the dude that they got looks like me. It ain't me, man. He looks like me though. It's not me.
Well, you're
Okay.
you're 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 twin. You're twin, but
Looks like
anyways, looks like you. I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I do like. I want to see the tight end. I talked to both of them. I talked to
mm,
Wakefield's. I talked to Riverside's. I like this matchup too, just with the fact of it is. But we're gonna see. I mean, a lot of people slipped on Riverside's defense last year, and you saw the highlight we put out the other day. Riverside had 2 or 3 clips inside that video. So
yeah,
let's go
Yeah.
ahead. Let's go Riverside on this one for me.
yeah.
Let me
What you
tell you,
guys need?
Coach Hughes has done a tremendous job. You figure from the amount of interest he had what over 103 kids compared to what was it? It was 60 kids last year who've come out for the program.
Yeah.
So there is a buzz in the area at Wakefield. That
Mhm.
tied in when he stood up next to me. I just kept looking up and up and up and up. The Brown commit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So and he's not a string bean. He's got a little size to him.
Mhm.
yeah,
Uh, However, I mean we have experience. We have experience over there on Riverside, and Coach Lee, Coach Lee knows the game,
Mhm.
and with his son at quarterback, well, his son should know the game as well.
Mhm.
So that's going to be pretty interesting. The tight end over there, you know, I've known him since he was a little kid, and I'm always going, he'll never be perfect for me because I know he can always do better. But I know that he is also a very good tight end. I want to be a little bit more physical, a little bit meaner, but that comes with development, and he'll be all right.
Mhm.
Um, Again, we can sit here and play about the offensive coordinator. I want to see him tested. I want to see what he's going to do to defenses.
yeah.
He,
Yeah.
he's creative. He's creative, but still, I want to see what he's going to do. It's going to be a test. I still have to go with Coach Lee and the experience versus the young upstart. While I think Wakefield is going to be pretty good in the future, they play in a tough conference and
Yeah.
got to keep the head up. But I'm gonna take Riverside on this one.
Let's go.
Okay. It's a lot of pressure. All right. So uh
Hey,
yeah,
one
I
thing I will say real quick, Block, is
yeah.
I know during our media day with the Cap 8 media day, they said one of Block's famous questions he'd ask the kids is, "Can you impersonate your coach?" You know, this offensive coordinator from Riverside, I really want to see one of these impersonations. Right,
Man,
Zig?
I heard he's in the
Only
South.
thing you're gonna catch is a side eye, right?
Yeah.
You gonna you, you gonna catch a side eye under the hat, right? I there. This
Yeah.
dude right here is wearing glasses. The offensive coordinator doesn't wear glasses.
No, he does it. Like I
Huh?
said.
And told y'all, man. I don't know who he is, man, but they said he knows a little bit about ball, man. But what I will say is this, man. Of all the coaches, I did know the previous coach at Wakefield. He did a tremendous job,
Yes.
and B. Hughes being the youngest coach that is going to be out there tomorrow, and this is actually his first year as a head coach. I personally wish him well because being in that position at the age of 31 is huge, and there's a lot of pressure. First of all, age. People automatically think you can't get it done because your age, and then experience. He's coming from
Millbrook.
Millbrook as the OC and assistant OC, and I think he brings a lot of wisdom that is going to come also with, being underneath Coach Marshall and other great coaches. He's been around. He's been in the game for some time. So, for all the coaches that are involved, I always wish everybody well because, this job is hard. But I especially want to wish him well because, I like to see young guys get in this game and flourish. And he's a young guy. He's the youngest guy that we all got. So I definitely want to see him do well, but not too well tomorrow.
Okay.
So we've been on now. Go ahead, Wazig. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, we sat here, we made our choices and our picks, but to understand this is a game and this is a showcase of talent here in the area. Uh, this is what the kids wanted. This is what the community needed. Coach Block, money down. Let's get it going. I'm so excited. Won't be able to sleep tonight.
I will.
I know I will.
What you got? What you got going on? Money down. Let's get your final words, man.
Man, look, I just want to have a great event tomorrow. Look, we're gonna have some great teams. We're gonna be in a great venue, as we mentioned about Deloach. We got some of the best protecting us. Let's have a fun, clean event. Let's enjoy it. Let's come together as a community, and let's enjoy what we are seeing here in the state of North Carolina with what we produce with our football talent.
Yes, and I will piggyback off of let's come out and enjoy it and let's have some fun. To the question that was just asked, will there be a live stream and or scores posted? So I can tell you definitely for sure there's going to be scores posted. And if I tell you there's going to be a live stream, that means people are not going to purchase their tickets. So make sure you keep it locked to TDS tomorrow. I mean, not TDS, that's me and my sister, to First and Goal tomorrow, because you will end up seeing if there is or is not a live stream for everything. But I'm not going to tell you that definitely yes, because that's no different than when you go to church and your pastor's not preaching. People end up getting up and leaving out, out the door. So, we'll make sure, I'll put it to you like this for those who are asking that question. You won't miss the opportunity to enjoy it, whether you're at home or you're at the stadium. That I'll say that, but we would rather see you. We would rather see you at the stadium. And we will keep you up. Money Down has the ability to post the scores and the games as they're happening. We'll have the clips, all that good stuff. So, I want to say it, but I don't want to say it. The bottom line is what you've seen in other jamborees, you will see with us. I'll say it that way. We want to keep it peaceful around here. But the biggest thing, as Zig said, is let's come out and have a great time. Let's enjoy what's being built, because this is not for us. This is specifically for the community of Durham and for North Carolina. You guys asked for it. I do remember specific posts. Oh, we need to get that work early. We need to see that East versus West early. Okay, you got it. We need to get some talent from out of state. We need to test these boys early. Well, you got it. So make sure you come and enjoy it, and let's make sure we show our best behavior. How do you always say it? Like we're gonna have guests in our house, so let's make sure we show our best behavior. They're coming to our house, and we want to be on our best behavior tomorrow to make sure our guests feel comfortable, warmed, loved, even if we beat them and send them back where they came from. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, either by stream. And I just gave you guys the idea, by stream, or also by purchasing your tickets, which you can go get on GoFans. All you got to do is search First and Goal 365, and then boom, Bull City Classic will come up. If you want it even easier, just go to firstandgoal365.com, and you can go ahead and click purchase your ticket, and you'll be able to buy your ticket right there. You will be able to buy your tickets at the gate as well. You'll be able to scan the QR code. We are a paperless system. So don't come there thinking that you're going to pay for your ticket with cash, because we're not taking it. There's also $5 to park, so make sure you got your $5. We will also have a tap system, so we will be taking cash, and or you can tap for parking as well. So please make sure you get there in enough time to see your teams. My last reminder before I get out of here, for those who are coming from Wake County tomorrow morning, parents, you want to beat that traffic, because I'm telling you, if you leave late, you're going to miss it, because that traffic driving from Raleigh to Durham is wicked. I'm in it every single day. So for our sponsors, last thing, we have, and Dev, please make sure I don't miss anybody. So for our sponsors, we got Martin Capital Investment. We got the North Carolina National Guard. We have Pylon 7-on-7. We got a special announcement about that coming up too. We got Will and his sports performance. Keep talking to me. We got Red.
Tropical smoothie.
We got Red. That they didn't come through. We'll talk about that. I wish I had the family feud. Nope, didn't come through. So now
we got KA Enterprises.
Yes, KA Enterprises.
Nightlife Management.
Yep.
Who else we got?
Who are we missing? I don't think
we got Concord Hospitality.
Yep, that's your job. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, shout out to the job.
Yes, absolutely. Durham Sports Commission.
Durham Sports Commission.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Chick-fil-A.
So, hey guys, if you're watching this, if you're still watching this, and now we're on Coach Block Rant. This is what you get when you see me and Kim together. It was hard as hell to make sure we had food for a game that ends at 10 o'clock. No pizza place is open. So luckily, shout out to Chick-fil-A for coming through to make sure we got some food to give to our guys that end at 10. And so yes, definitely. And shout out to Money Down for making that happen for us this evening. And yeah, that's it. So we hope everybody will show up tomorrow. Have a great time. Let's go ahead and close this up. So as the saying always goes, do not compare, compete. This is First and Goal 365. We will see you at the Bull City Classic tomorrow promptly. The gates open at 8, first game at 9. It has been a pleasure serving y'all. Good night and peace.
Take care.